There are reports that a UFO showed up over a small town in China. The town has disappeared.
你说是哪个地儿？那个路那个太远了吧？好像那狗是啥一个啊？你这哪有这么大一天知道吗？我刚看的呢。啥呀？那个别天黑也是踏上个天黑啊，踏上个天黑，我是开车过去的，先抽呀。哦，那有用的。废话别，这咱退回去了，废话的是，别急了。哦，没急了。哦。这就是位置运作了，你们看。你这拉管皮的，抽了个啥？抽了，它就是黄色。这个看什么颜色的？看到什么颜色的？我姐我也看了，这才看早看，狗日个汉就过去了。
Outside universal threat, I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat, a universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat, a universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat, a universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world, it is known throughout the Air Force, and above all, it is known throughout the CIA. It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world, it is known throughout the Air Force, and above all, it is known throughout the CIA. It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world, it is known throughout the Air Force, and above all, it is known throughout the CIA. It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world, it is known throughout the Air Force, and above all, it is known throughout the CIA. It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world, it is known throughout the Air Force, and above all, it is known throughout the CIA. It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world, it is known throughout the Air Force, and above all, it is known throughout the CIA. It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world, it is known throughout the Air Force, and above all, it is known throughout the CIA. It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world, it is known throughout the Air Force, and above all, it is known throughout the CIA. It It is known throughout the academic world, the medical world. It is known throughout the Air Force, and above.
Well, I wish I could give you an answer to this bizarre sighting. I really can't, but I can tell you that earlier today, there were dozens and dozens of people right here on 23rd and 8th. They were standing right here, and they were all in a stupor, just crowded together, looking into the sky. Now, I'm told by this street vendor that at about 9:30, there were these white specks that looked like stars. He said there were like hundreds of them. And then slowly, as the day progressed, they would disappear, so that by 4:30, there were none left. Imagine that. Now take a look at up into the sky there. Do you see that white thing? To me, that looks like a scar. Looks like nothing to report. You're probably saying at home, fool, that is nothing. But I have to tell you that once my photographer zoomed in to zoom in to that star, you could see that there was a tail to it. There were these blue flashing lights, and it looked like it was in a broken pattern. Now, was that anything? Was it what people saw earlier? I don't know. I can't tell you. But this guy who you're about to meet, who you're about to hear from, said that for 2.5 hours, he was standing here with his crossing guard, dumbfounded. He said at first he thought it was a star, then he thought it was a Mylar balloon. In the end, he doesn't know.
I was looking out of my living room window. There were 50 of them. 50 of these stars doing the same thing, clustering together.
I heard a coworker of me saying it was UFOs, it was UFOs. So that's the first thing that came into mind. So when I walked out and I saw it, that is the first thing I thought. Because it was really far away and it seemed like stars, and they were disappearing, and then you would see them again, and I had no explanation for it.
My belief, I don't really believe that it was a UFO. But I could be wrong. As long as it wasn't here to hurt us. That's the bottom line.
I hope he saw it, and I hope you saw it, and I hope it is real, because if it is, it's wonderful. We're not alone. That's the best.
In the end, they said that it was handled by patrol officers. They came out here, and by the time they came out here, there was nothing to investigate. So they say that it was unfounded. We also contacted the FAA, and a spokesperson says that they checked their radars, and they couldn't find anything.
We have just 1 month deposit because we still have another month to pay her. We still have another month to pay her. Month deposit because we still have another month to pay her because we still have another month. We still have another month. We still have another month to month deposit because we still have another month.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
I was wrong earlier today because it hadn't happened yet when I said, well, we heard UFOs were going to arrive over major U.S. cities yesterday, but it didn't happen. And I think the fact that you have these military people and others saying when they would arrive, and now they arrive. This is clearly Project Bluebeam, and what Kissinger and Reagan and others talked about, an alien invasion unifying the world. They're definitely balloon testing. They are sending up test balloons to see if they should go with the fake alien invasion. You were just on, wasn't it just last week, David?
Yeah, last week, mate.
And we were talking about Project Bluebeam, a staged fake alien invasion. And folks, if you don't believe us, just search the term Project Bluebeam. Part of it's been declassified. It goes back to the 60s and 70s. And in the 90s, they declassified stuff. I even saw in Popular Mechanics about 3,000-foot holograms the Pentagon can project of the Easter Bunny, Jesus, Buddha, whatever they want. You know, David Icke, I mean, you know, they can project Superman up there. They can project Alex Jones. They can project, you know, George Bush, Kim Jong-il. They could do anything they wanted, and they admitted to unify the earth against an outside alien threat. That's how they want to get their world government.
Right.
Well, to then see these, quote, military people come out and say, the aliens will arrive over major cities, including New York, on the 13th. And then we're going to show that ABC News article up on screen right now. Then I'm going to Zbigniew Brzezinski after that. Sorry, I flipped that on the guys. FAA unable to identify object flying over New York City, and it looks like something out of Star Wars / The Fifth Element. hovering with, lights on it and everything. Well, we know they've got all sorts of hovercraft. We know the Germans had stuff that looked like flying saucers. Were the original stories. We know they say the SR-71 Blackbird in service in 55, developed in 52. So they say the fastest plane in the world, over 50 years ago. Total baloney. We know that they kept for 20 years secret the B-2 bomber. We know that DARPA had computers and internet in the 60s. We know all that, but to now have the Pentagon and the press club and all this promotion and all these TV shows and all this push that aliens are about to land. David, I'm going to give you the floor for about 5 minutes on this, and I've got this Big and Brzezinski clip and about how we're going to win. We'll get your take on that, and I'll let you get out to some of the other interviews and things you're doing there in New York City. I mean, here it is, because this morning I'm like, oh, the UFOs didn't come, and then boom, they arrive. There's reports all over the world. I mean, this is big. I mean, if aliens are showing up, folks, they're not going to have Air Force officers telling you they're about to arrive. And we need to look up the names of all these people and really do some deep research, because we know there's a government program to stage this, to unify people, and also to cover up your research that there is off-world activity and that they're trying to create a hoax to control that situation. David, for about 5-6 minutes, you've got the floor. Then I've got one other issue for you. David Icke of davidicke.com.
Well, the thing that we need to appreciate, first of all, when it comes to high technology, is that there is a cutting edge of technology that we see in the public arena, and then there's what they can really do. And they've been covering up in the underground facilities for decades the fact that they have anti-gravity technology, what people call flying saucers. And so just because a craft is in the sky that no one has seen before, and it can't be human, look at it, we don't have them. Well, actually, we do have them, but just they don't show you that they have them. And this period that we're in now is like so many strands are coming together at the same time. On one level, it seems as if the control system is coming in more and more and more. And on one level it is, and it's going to seem like it's going to continue for a while yet. But what we're actually seeing is a cornered rat. And a cornered rat kind of thrashes out because it's
known throughout the academic world, the medical world. It is known throughout the Air Force. And above all, it is known throughout the CIA.